name is Shayla Woods-McGarthy, and I'm going to do my speech on Am I a Woman by Sojourner Truth. So obviously, I'm a woman. Yeah, I am. I'm a woman. And as a woman, we are taught in society certain things based off of certain stereotypes, based off of people in the past, especially men, and how they view us. And one of my little stories about me being a woman is that I feel like some days I have to put on makeup and comb my hair because I have to hold myself to a higher standard, which I should not have to do. But in my mind, I told myself I have to do that. But it is because society gives women like this idea of what we're supposed to look like, what we're supposed to wear, what we're supposed to do in our lives, etc. But Sojourner's Truth's speech, and I Woman, was about how women didn't have the rights, the same equal rights that men had or have, and that was as in the right to vote, the right to work, as well as just equal rights in general. Um, she was speaking majority, she was speaking mainly about women in general, but also talked about Black women as well. So women didn't have the right to vote, and she gave the speech in 1851. That was a long time ago. And archives.gov states that women did not have the right to vote until August 18th, 1920. That was 69 years after she gave the speech. But Martha S. Jones mentions that majority of Black women weren't able to vote until the Voting Rights of 1965, which was passed for all people of color to vote. She talked about, well, Sojourner Truth talked about how, I just literally just said that. But yeah, anyways, continuing. My next point would be that men said that women shouldn't work, specifically white married women. Um, I'm going to quote Sojourner Truth, and she talks about carriages and that she's a woman and she's never been helped into a carriage, but she plowed like a man and is still considered a woman. And that didn't make sense. Like it didn't because she talks about how like because she was a slave. Obviously, it's freaking 1851. And she talks about how she works in the fields. She works like a man, but yet she's still considered a woman because she has the same rights as a woman to be able to do those things that women are supposed to be able to do. But she does manly work. But they're said that women are supposed to be helped into carriages, yet she's never helped to a carriage because she was a slave. So she works like a man, but it says she's a woman, but doesn't get treated as a woman. WIC, also known as the Women's International Center, mentioned that women were long considered naturally weaker than men, squeamish, and unable to perform work requiring muscular or intellectual development. Yet she was a woman and she did those things. Um, okay, my last point is women. Well, she mentioned that women should have equal rights and powers, but obviously they did not. And Sojourner states, this is her quote, actually, I'm going to quote her this time. Then that little man in the back, nope. Then that little man in black there, he says women can't have as much rights as men because Christ wasn't a woman. Where did your Christ come from? Where did your Christ come from? From God and a woman. Men had nothing to do with him. That's what she states, which is true because Jesus' mother was a virgin. Mary was a virgin. And Jesus' earthly father was Joseph, but his real father was God. Oh, I know that. An article written by Juliana Wartitz and Ruth Egelink states that even after the 19th Amendment was passed, women still didn't have equal rights as women. They also state that an obstacle that comes with getting equal rights is sexual harassment, different societal expectations, and not having enough women in higher power. In conclusion, Sojourner Truth believes that just because she was a woman, it didn't classify her as to why she couldn't do things men could. Women should be able to vote, work, and do everything men can. Even to this day, women are held to a different standard, a higher standard at that, but are still told what we can and cannot do. Sojourner said, if the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn the world upside down all alone, these women together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right upside again. And now they is asking to do it. The men better let them. And oh wait, I have 14 seconds. This is my important speech by Sojourner Truth. Well, no, it's the important speech by me, but it's based off of the speech given by Sojourner Truth called "And I'm a Woman," and it was a speech given at a women's conference in 1851. The end.